Parque Warner Madrid has a strong case as the best Parques Reunidos theme park. This park has gotten a lot of attention recently for Batman Gotham City Escape, and rightfully so. This ride is exceptional. But this was a good park to begin with, between the supporting coasters, intriguing non-coasters, and themed areas. In this video, I will explain why this park should be on every coaster enthusiast's bucket list. Warner Brothers has long been involved in the theme park industry. Their characters are commonly found at the Six Flags parks, but they also built a few theme parks internationally. First was Warner Brothers Movie World in Australia in 1991. This park was, and is still operated by Village Roadshow. Second was Warner Brothers Movie World in Germany in 1996. Premier Parks, who also owned Six Flags, purchased this park in 1999. Third was Warner Brothers Park Madrid in 2002. This was managed from day one by Six Flags. Fourth was Warner Brothers World Abu Dhabi in 2018. This is an indoor theme park with elaborate theming. Six Flags sold off its European parks in 2004. Most of them were sold to Star Parks. This led to the parks losing their branding. This caused Warner Brothers Movie World Germany to be renamed Movie Park Germany. Warner Brothers Park Madrid was sold to Time Warner. This allowed the park to keep its licensing, but it was renamed Parque Warner Madrid. In late 2006, Parques Reunidos received a 10-year contract to operate the park. Shortly thereafter, they purchased 95% of the park, with Warner Brothers retaining a 5% ownership. Parques Reunidos is a prominent player in the European theme park industry. They now own the aforementioned Movie Park Germany, and they also own Parque de Atracciones de Madrid, which is just a 30-minute drive from Parque Warner Madrid. Fortunately, these two parks can coexist in the same market. Both have large ride lineups, but they don't have too much overlap. Then the parks feel distinctly different. Parque de Atracciones de Madrid is located in the heart of the city in the Casa de Campo Park. This theme park is much greener and lusher. There's plenty of shade, and that's much appreciated in the brutal summer heat. But there also is some light theming, most notably a Nickelodeon-themed area. Parque Warner Madrid has a larger focus on theming, and has a far different location as well. It is essentially located in a desert. It is 14 miles or 23 kilometers southeast of Madrid in San Martín de la Vega. If you are coming from Madrid, it takes about an hour with public transit. Both the 412 and 413 buses take you to the park. Just double check the timetables. Both can get you to the park for opening, but they may stop running before the park closes. If that happens, taxis and Ubers are plentiful. Alternatively, you can drive to the park. Standard parking costs 12 euros. Covered parking costs 15 euros. I would look into the latter if you're visiting in the summer months. Not only is it closer to the main entrance, but it'll protect your car from the sun. If you're unfamiliar with Madrid's climate, temperatures regularly exceed 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 32 Celsius. All of my visits have taken place on 100+ degree days. Make sure to drink plenty of water. This park is shockingly affordable for a park of this scale. Buy your tickets in advance online. You will save 30 to 50% on admission. If you buy your tickets in advance online, you can often get day tickets for roughly 30 euros. You can then add a second day for 6 to 10 euros. These tickets are valid for the amusement park alone. There also is the Parque Warner Beach Water Park. You can often buy tickets online for roughly 20 euros. Alternatively, there are combo tickets for both parks. It is 50 euros for one day combo ticket, or 55 euros for a 2-day combo ticket. I think the theme park can comfortably be done in a day. The park opens at noon daily and has long hours. In the summer months, the park is commonly open until midnight. If you plan to visit the water park as well, I would recommend the 2-day ticket so you don't have to rush. This park looks really nice. It feels like an upscale Six Flags park. You have the familiar intellectual properties, but a greater emphasis on theming and appearance. It starts with the entry plaza. There is a bronze globe bearing the park's name that's a wonderful photo opportunity. Then this park is one heck of a skyline. You have several large coasters and one of the world's tallest drop towers. I especially love the view as you walk down Hollywood Boulevard. You have the classic Main Street vibe with shops on the side. Then at the end of the street, you have Batman's top hat perfectly framed with a drop tower. Going counterclockwise, you start off with Cartoon Village. This is a large area mostly themed to the Looney Tunes. You have all these colorful buildings and attractions. This land is often exclusively for kids at the Six Flags parks, but here there are several rides that appeal to older guests as well. For example, there's a River Rapids ride and a Scooby-Doo Dark ride. Next, you'll encounter Old West territory. As the name suggests, this is a Western-themed area. There are all sorts of stores and shops with familiar facades. Then the focal point of the area is the mountain for the Rio Bravo Flume ride. Then you enter the largest area by land, DC's Superheroes World. This has rides themed to Batman and Superman. I like the themed street, and there are all sorts of references to heroes and villains. Then the area's coasters all have these elaborately themed queue lines. Superman takes you through the Daily Planet, Shadows of Arkham takes you through a prison, then Batman Gotham City Escape features both a pre-show and the Batcave afterwards. The final area is Movie World Studios. This has the least use of IPs, as most attractions are themed to filmmaking. It feels sort of like the New York or San Francisco area of Universal Studios Florida. The buildings look similar, and you even have a pond adjacent to it. The one visual thing this park can improve upon is the frequency they repaint their rides. It is no secret that the Spanish sun is brutal on these rides. It causes the colors to fade faster. Superman looked pretty rough on my last visit. The midways across the park do not have too much shade, but most queue lines have some sort of covering, and there are plenty of buildings in each area to escape the heat. There are gift shops around every corner. There is not too much ride and park specific merchandise, but this park has no shortage of memorabilia themed to the Warner Brothers characters. Then there are several eateries. Just don't ask me how good the food is at this park. You see, I've never had the patience to get through any of these queues. I entered a pizza place with just 3 groups ahead of me. After 15 minutes, the line still had not moved, so I bailed. I had a similar experience at other locations just trying to get some water. The glacial food service is a major issue, and I hope the park can correct this in the future. The only way I've been able to get food and drinks in a timely manner at this park is to buy a snack at the gift shop. The ride operations could also use some work. In 2019, every single coaster was operating with just one train. The large coasters mostly had 2 trains available in 2023, but dispatches were on the slower side for most of them. The crews in general were really slow about filling the air gates, often not batching people until the next train arrived, causing a delay when trains could be loaded by guests. I do want to give credit to the Batman crew. They were readying trains quickly, but the ride kept breaking down on them, which was not their fault. That ties into the next point. Ride closures here have also been an issue for me. Several rides close a few hours early. This information can be found by each individual ride and on the park website. Then every single ride closes queue a half hour before the park's posted close. But the biggest headache has to be getting on Batman Gotham City Escape. Look, Intamins are not known for the best reliability, and this ride suffers from extensive downtime. It is rarely closed for the entire day, but it does have frequent breakdowns. On my first day at the park, it was closed for multiple 2-hour stretches. On my second day at the park, the ride ran for just 3 hours total. When it did consistently open at the end of the day, it kept breaking down for 10-minute stretches. It got so bad that maintenance was on standby in the station ready to reset the ride. It is possible the extreme heat contributed to all the downtime of my visit specifically, but I have had friends visit in the cooler months, and this ride still had a lot of downtime. This was all in its opening year in 2023, so hopefully the ride can be more reliable in the future seasons. One final operational policy that's frustrating is that seat selection is on a first-come basis, and it's worth noting that the Passe Correcaminos Skip the Line Pass merges directly into the station on many rides, so they often have first pick of seats. If you are interested in the Passe Correcaminos, it is more reasonably priced than a lot of other major theme parks. Depending on the tier, this costs 20 to 60 euros for the all-day options. It is worth noting that use on Gotham City Escape is currently limited. Last year, it was not included on any tier. This year, it is on the 2 highest tiers, but it is limited to just 2 rides maximum on Platinum. I imagine this will be relaxed even further in future seasons. Alternatively, there are single shots. Most cost 8 to 10 euros. Gotham City Escape is the priciest at 15 euros, which makes sense given its newness and popularity. This ride had the longest wait by far at 60 to 90 minutes both days I was at the park. Both Rapidos Acme and Rio Bravo also generate sizable queues in the summer months. These have approached the 45 to 60 minute mark midday. Then Coaster Express, Shadows of Arkham, and Superman can develop waits exceeding a half hour on busy days given the slow operations. So how should you tour this park if you don't have Passe Correcaminos? Given its quality and unreliability, I would recommend starting with Batman Gotham City Escape. Just know you'll have to run. Once the rope drops, most guests sprint towards this ride, even in the stifling heat. Assuming it opens with the park, this should get you on quickly. If you want to ride again later in the day, and you probably will, try to enter the queue immediately after a breakdown. I also strongly recommend trying to ride this coaster at night. Afterwards, I would prioritize Rio Bravo and Rapidos Acme. If you head there early, you should have a short wait. Those lines do die out as the evening approaches, but they often close early. Then I would knock out the major coasters as quickly as possible. Another important touring note is related to Venganza del Enigma, the park's drop tower. The ride alternates between Space Shot, Turbo Drop, or Combo mode. The latter is the best by far. There's a sign by the ride stating when each mode occurs. They switch modes with the press of a button once the hour changes, so you need to gauge the queue to make sure you're at the end of it at the appropriate time. Now let's talk about the ride lineup. For years, this park's ride lineup has been stagnant. After the park opened in 2002, they added a Scooby-Doo Dark Ride in 2005, a Family Coaster and Splash Battle in 2009, and some additional kiddie rides between 2011 and 2023. The dry park had not gotten a new thrill ride since opening. Batman Gotham City Escape ended that drought in a big way, and it was a welcome addition. It was the park's 7th roller coaster, and it immediately became the park's signature ride. This is an Intamin multi-launch coaster with such a dynamic and varied layout. There are 3 punchy launches. There are several spots of strong ejector airtime, most notably on the top hat and the subsequent camelback. Then the ride has 4 world-class inversions. The first corkscrew is phenomenal hang time. The dive loop has an ejector pop before slamming you downwards. The second corkscrew is super whippy, and the stall at the end has you levitating out of your seat for several seconds. It is absolute bliss. This ride filled so many voids for this park, giving them a launch coaster, an airtime-centric coaster, and an unquestioned headliner. Then this park has 2 powerful B&M loopers. Superman La Attracción de Acero is my favorite floorless coaster. This one has 7 forceful inversions, but it differentiates itself from the others by incorporating some good floater airtime on the drops. It does have a rattle, but it did not cause any discomfort or headbanging. Shadows of Arkham is a Batman the Ride clone. This one runs a bit better than usual, as the inversions are extra snappy and forceful. That is impressive given how intense this ride is to begin with. My head is always spinning when we hit the brakes from the flurry of inversions. Stuntfall is the park's most extreme ride. This is a rare Vekoma giant inverted boomerang. The vertical drops offer a nice freefall sensation. Then the 3 inversions are uber forceful. particularly when taken in reverse. There can be some headbanging, which is not too pleasant on a ride this wild, but it is smoother than the company's older SLCs. The park's roughest ride by far is Coaster Express. This is a monstrous RCCA wood coaster with swooping drops, large turnarounds, and drawn-out helixes. It was the single worst coaster I'd ever ridden after my initial 2019 rides. The park retracted recently, so it is a little better, but it is still brutal. Honestly, I don't recommend this ride between the roughness, the poor layout, and the lengthy queues. Correcaminos Bip Bip is a fun mock family coaster. It is similar to Pegasus at Europa Park. You have 2 drops that are floaty, then the turns offer some positive Gs. This is an enjoyable ride for kids and adults alike. Tommy Jerry is the park's smallest coaster. This is a Zier Tivoli coaster with a comically long train. This leads to some nice whip on the 2 big drops in the rear rows. Then the ride has some fun visuals as you pass through some oversized pieces of food. This ride can be found in the Cartoon Village section of the park, which is home to a majority of the park's kiddie rides. There are some smaller flats, as well as some custom attractions like a Flintstones driving school. Kids could spend hours here bouncing from ride to ride. For adult flats, there are a handful of spinning rides. Then there are 2 notable thrill rides. First is Venganza dell'Enigma. This is a trio of SNS drop towers, and they're among the tallest in the world, as they stand 377 feet or 115 meters tall. You can see for miles in each direction. The ride is not super powerful though. The space shot mode is fine, the launch is okay oomph, and there's some weak airtime at the top, but the turbo drop portion is rather weak for the genre. Second is Lex Luthor Invertitron. This is a Huss topspin with an odd program. You don't get any full flips, but you do stall upside down a few times, and then you rock back and forth. For dark rides, there are a few options available. Aventura de Scooby-Doo is a shooting dark ride similar to the Boo Blasters ride stateside. There are a ton of 2D figures, many of which react when hit, and the laser sights make it easy to hit anything. Hotel Embrujado is a Vekoma madhouse. The inverting effect is quite convincing, and I like the attraction's dark and creepy vibe. Speaking of creepy, this park features a year-round haunt. This is an upcharge, but it's a nice option. Then there's the Cine Tour car ride. This is all outdoors, but you pass all sorts of California themed set pieces, so there is quite a bit to see. It almost feels like an outdoor dark ride. Last but not least, this park smartly has a deep water ride lineup. The best of the bunch is Rio Bravo. This is a themed Intamin flume. The outdoor bits pass through a western town. There's no music or animation, but the sets do look nice. Then the lifts take you into a large mountain. Then this ride has 2 drops. The first is backwards. It used to offer a crazy airtime pop, but the drop is now trimmed, so this moment is neutered. The second drop is large for a flume, and it offers a tiny pop of airtime, and you get absolutely soaked, especially if you ride up front. Rapidos Acme is a really good river rapids ride. Built by Intamin, the rafts quickly move through the course. There are not too many rapids, but there are many themed set pieces with creative sprayers that get you very wet. Cataratas Salvajes is an Intamin shoot the chutes. It is a simple layout, but the 5-story plunge offers a nice pop of airtime in the back, and the subsequent splash is colossal and drenching. Then Oso Yogi is an interlink splash battle. There are multiple themed sprayers, and there's a lot of interaction between riders and onlookers manning the guns. If that's not wet enough, there is the aforementioned Parque Warner Beach water park. There's an entrance from the amusement park over by Superman. This water park opened in 2014. The attractions are colorful and named after different characters. The most thrilling attraction has to be Wonder Woman El Lazo Magico. This is a trapdoor slide. The suspense is fantastic. Then there's a steep initial plunge, followed by a forceful spiral. Then there are a handful of family raft slides. The best two feature wall elements. Black Manta is a tornado wave slide with some nice weightlessness. Then Batman La Sombra del Murcielago starts with some gentle turns, but it finishes with a surprise mini funnel. Then there are a few standard tube slides, with Joker El Tubo de Risa being the best of the bunch. It is a bowl slide with a unique aesthetic. Kids will then find some small play areas designed for them. Then there are some large pools and a lazy river for everyone to relax in. Moving back to the theme park, this park has some great shows available. Most are themed to the Warner Brothers characters, but there are two standouts. First is Loca Academia de Policia. I missed this show at Parque Warner due to a breakdown on Batman, but I've seen a similar show at Movie Park Germany and Warner Brothers Movie World. This is a car stunt show with some impressive driving and daring maneuvers. Second is Aquaman Nighttime Spectacular. This is offered in the summer season, and it's the perfect way to end your visit. It takes place in the lagoon after all the rides close, and it's absolute eye candy. You have fighting, fireworks, and explosions. Then the actors fly around in these water jetpacks. Seeing them dip, dive, and dance in unison is a sight to behold. So, do I recommend Parque Warner Madrid? I sure do. This is one of Europe's better theme parks. This feels like an upscale Six Flags park, and I mean that as a good thing. You have the familiar superheroes and cartoon characters, but the different lands and areas of superior theming. Then the attraction lineup is strong as well, with a heavy emphasis on thrills. Batman Gotham City Escape is a world-class coaster. Then this park pairs that with some forceful looping coasters, solid dark rides, some decent flat rides, and incredible water rides. Then a few shows are absolute spectacles. I hope the operations can improve, but that's a recurring theme among Parques Reunidos properties. This is definitely the best park in the chain in Europe, and it's very close with Kennywood for the best overall in the chain. Parque Warner is easily the best park in the Madrid area. I prefer it to Parque de Atracciones de Madrid. If you're on a coaster road trip, it makes sense to visit both back to back. But if you only have time to visit one of the parks while in the area, definitely pick Parque Warner Madrid. You will not be disappointed, especially after the addition of Batman. So those are my thoughts on Parque Warner Madrid. What are your thoughts about this theme park? Do you love it as much as me? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this review, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.